on the rebound. Deja Blanks drives in, finds a lane, and the scooping right-handed lay-in drops for her. The Wolverines get their first bucket of the game and trim that lead down to 3.
I like the aggressiveness by Deja Blanks. She caught that ball and without hesitation went straight to the rim and finished strong.
Zempare, nowhere to go, trying to go to work on Sam Loggins. Loggins had an incredible game, arguably her best game of the season, you know, comparing to the top games of her career, a travel on Bakersfield, but Loggins here at home against New Mexico State finished with 20 points and 6 rebounds. She was just incredibly efficient, 7 of 13 from the field, 6 of 7 from the line. Utah Valley's going to need another performance like that out of Sam today.
Definitely. Sam Loggins, she leads the WAC in field goal percentage, shooting about 50%. And it's because she's getting quality looks, just like the basket right there. She's always within about 10 feet of the hoop. And those are just easy, good shots for Sam Loggins. And it's just a matter of whether she's on or off.
Walters drives in, scoops it, and no good, but there is Zempare to gobble up the rebound and put it back. That is what she does best.
Zempare, she's fierce. She's averaging about a double-double for the season with 11 points, 9 rebounds. So she's a fierce competitor out there. Look for her and Loggins to have quite the battle inside early on and for the remainder.
Toston goes baseline, kicks it out to Seals. She'll take a 3. That's no good, but Loggins is there to clean it up. And Seals will step back and reset things. Seals comes around a screen from Loggins. Now Mawini up top. Blanks in the right corner. They're trying to find Loggins, but Zempare is making things very difficult as Utah Valley turns it over once more.
I saw Utah Valley in pregame working on that baseline pass as we saw Deja Blanks just attempt to make. It's a little different when you got a defender on you and another defender trying to steal the pass, so Deja Blanks, she's got to be a little more careful there.
Williams, Shannon now in the corner. Back up top to Kleist. And it's stolen away by Deja Blanks. She goes one-on-one. She scores. Little contact, but no whistle. Utah Valley up to 6 points. They're down 1. Williams now to the corner. Zempare gets it on the right block. Skip past Shannon, will take a 3. That's on the way. Too long. Doesn't even get rim. Good defense by Mariah Seals. Seals looking for Mawini. And we're going to have a foul away from the basketball. Right as they were dumping it into Loggins, Zempare getting a little too physical. That'll be her first personal. Loggins will get a breather, and so will Deja Blanks as Carly Norris and Georgia Agnew check in for the first time. Agnew gets it back out to Seals with a fresh shot clock. Norris sets the screen. Seals up with the left hand, too strong. She ends up with her own rebound. Not quite sure how that fell into her lap, but she gets a bucket out of it. And Utah Valley takes their first lead of the game, 8-7. Zempare picks up the dribble, has yet to really make an offensive move other than an offensive rebound. But in the meantime, a three-pointer by number 10, Carrie Kleist. Hope I'm pronouncing the last name right. If not, I apologize. But a big 3 there gives Bakersfield a 2-point lead. Norris shuffles her feet before shooting. We'll have a timeout on the floor, and sub coming in looks like Badabe Zempare is going to catch a breather, and Brittany Sims will check in. Sims leads her team in blocks, so she has been a defensive force for this Bakersfield squad. I mean, what have you liked so far from what you've seen in this game, Dylan?
I like how aggressive Deja Blanks being on both ends of the floor. We saw that steal on the defensive side, and then she went and finished down at the other end, and also on a fast break earlier, she went to the rim. So I like the aggressiveness by Deja Blanks. Now, it'll be interesting to see how Loggins and Zempare And even Norris, when she subs in for Loggins, that matchup between the two bigs for both teams, you know, we've talked about it many times before, you know, the difference between Loggins and Norris. You know, we got the size advantage with Loggins, but then Norris comes in and she's a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's very interesting the dynamic between those two different players. Loggins is so skilled when she gets the ball deep in the paint, and then Norris is more effective when she gets it slashing inside a little further away from the basket. So they both have, incredible skill on those ends, but neither one of them is very good doing what the other one is good at, if that makes sense. So Zempare doing a good job so far defensively on Sam Loggins. Loggins did score that one time as we were talking, as we first brought her up, but she does have one bucket on one attempt. But the Wolverines are trying to get the ball into her. I mean, she's the focal point of their offense. They're trying to go to her every single possession, but Zempare and Sims both have a very, I don't know what word to use, stout, large frame that is able to box her out and get her out of position. So Loggins will stay on the bench and Carly Norris will stay in. 4.5 to play here in the first quarter. Williams up top, out to Sims. Sims on the right wing, now Shannon. They dump the ball down low to Williams and she scores. Beautifully drawn up play there. (12-8) Bakersfield leads. And we've got an offensive foul on Carly Norris. So Utah Valley with just handfuls of turnovers so far in the first quarter. They're now up to 5 turnovers already. And we've only seen about half of this first quarter go by.
And that's something that they really struggled with against New Mexico State. They had 21 turnovers in that game, and we saw a lot of full court pressure by New Mexico State. And Utah Valley was really struggling to handle that pressure.
Sims goes up and misses. Rebecca Mawhinney leads the Wolverines in rebounding, and she gobbles it up. Now Mariah Seals brings it up to center. Pick and pop. No, Mawhinney decides to go inside. The Wolverines really struggling to find any kind of offensive rhythm here. They dump it down to Norris, and it is poked away from behind, but a reaching foul on Sims will give the Wolverines a fresh shot clock and the ball back.
Something I want to point out, Kyle, is Rebecca Mawhinney, we know she's a spot-up shooter, and I think everyone in the WAC conference and everyone who's played Utah Valley knows she's a spot-up shooter.
Yeah.
I want to see Rebecca Mawhinney, give it a ball fake and put that ball on the ground and see if she can't get a shot inside the paint.
I think that would surprise not only Bakersfield, but all of us. I don't know if we've really seen Mawhinney do that. She's such a great three-point shooter, and she's confident in her shot. It'd be fun to see her switch it up a little bit. And Mawhinney dives in and steals the ball away from Sims. What a defensive play there. Mawhinney a little slow to get up, but she looks to be okay. Mawhinney has a look. She takes it and makes it. Mawhinney with her first attempt and her first bucket of the day is a three.
I guess why drive when you can just pull up for a three? Three's better than two, right?
Toston sneaks in, gets the steal. She is all alone, and she will score with ease. The Wolverines retake the lead 13-12. .235 to play in the first. Shannon dribbles over to the left side, left wing. Sims gets it straight up top. Now out to Walters. Walters drives in and tries to go off the glass, but it rattles in and out. No good. Agnew comes up with a board. UVU looking to extend their lead. Mawhinney up top. Toston's going to take a three, and that is good. Toston, as Mark Jackson would say, hand down, man down.
Yeah, Walters right there. She didn't think Toston was going to shoot it, and Toston's like, all right, I'll take that shot, and she nailed it.
Ball's poked away by Carly Norris. Shannon gathers it back up. The Wolverines have extended their lead to 4, 16-12. Shannon drives baseline, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way, and that is good. The answer coming from Walters. Walters now with 6 points. Excuse me, 3 points. Norris gets the ball deep in the paint, kicks it out to Seals. Seals will fake, float it on the baseline, and she gets it to drop.
Pretty floater right there by Mariah Seals. She gave a little ball fake to Kleiss, went in, gave it a beautiful right-handed floater on the baseline.
Shannon comes around a Mawinnie screen. Nice pass inside to Sims, and Sims drops it in the hole. Georgia Agnew looking for a lane to the basket, finds a cutting Norris. Norris goes up, and she is fouled. The basket does not drop for her, but free throws coming. First free throws of the game for either team, and Norris will look to add a couple more points to the Wolverines' score with 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the free throw is good. Norris has struggled from the free throw line this year. It's pretty common to see her split a pair when she goes up to the free throw line. Normally it's on the back end of two. She makes the first. Let's see if she can close out the 2 free throws on top. And she does. She knocks them both down. Loggins will check in for Norris. Vadabe Zempare has checked back into the game. Shannon dumps the ball deep down into the paint, and able to score there was number 23, Carter, with her first attempt and her first bucket of the game. 19-20, the Wolverines lead by 1. 20 seconds left. Shot clock's turned off. The Wolverines looking to hold for the last shot.
Look for Mariah Seals to either take this ball screen and drive or look for a pick and pop.
Seals goes right into Zempare, and Zempare draws the charge. Zempare sticking the tongue out and letting the Wolverine fans hear it. Shannon will pick up the ball. 2 seconds on the clock. She'll have to heave it. She does. No good, just right of the rim. So Utah Valley will go up 20-19 after the first quarter, and UVU shooting a staggering 73% from the field. I had to do a double take. They haven't had, that many attempts per se, but my goodness, 73% from the field. Cannot be upset with that, but at the same time, Bakersfield, 57% as a team. You can't be mad with either of those.
Yeah, both teams, they're doing a good job working the ball around the perimeter, and they're not forcing up shots. They're using the full 30-second shot clock, getting each other involved. And, we saw Walters, she drove from the top of the key, she drove left, and then she hit her big on the right side for that backside layup. That's a pretty play by Walters. Both teams doing a great job sharing the basketball here in the first period.
Absolutely. And looking at the numbers here, Bakersfield, of their 19 points, no one with more than 3 points. So it has been very evenly spread. You've got Walters with 3, Vines with 3, and Kleist with 3. And then you've got Shannon 2, Williams 2, Zempare 2, Sims 2, and Carter 2. So only one player who has seen any time today has not scored. It's pretty remarkable that scoring has been so evenly spread. And it's a little dangerous if you're Utah Valley. That shows that literally everyone on this Bakersfield team can give you a bucket when they need it. There's not 1 or 2 players that you can focus too much on.
Definitely. Utah Valley for the season, they've given up about 64 points a game. Bakersfield giving up 67 points a game. There's one stat I want to point out. Utah Valley in WAC play, they've only lost 1 game when they've scored more than 60 points. So 60 points for Utah Valley, it's like this barrier for them. If they get above 60 points, they've got a high percentage of winning the ball game. They've only lost 1 game, and that was to New Mexico State, the first game of the WAC standings. So hopefully Utah Valley can get over the 60 points. They're off on a great start today.
Yeah, they are definitely on track with 20 first quarter points. Deja Blanks finds Sam Loggins inside with a beautiful pass, but it just rattles in and out. One of those unfortunate little jump hooks that didn't fall. Bakersfield looking to retake the lead. Up top is Carter. Carter dribbles left, hands the ball off to Gilbert. Shannon will take a deep three. That's on the way, no good. Rebounded by Loggins. I love the matchup between Shannon and Mariah Seals. They're both super aggressive players, and I love the fact that they're probably the smallest players in the WAC. Loggins gets it to go over the top of her defender, but Shannon stands at 5'2" and Seals at 5'3". So it's a really fun matchup. They're both feisty, like I said.
Definitely. They're both great ball handlers as well. They can get to where they need to be on the court off the dribble, and they're also great facilitators.
Driving inside, and it is stolen away. Georgia Agnew comes up with the ball. She does not have numbers, but Seals doesn't care. She goes up and kind of wedges it between the backboard and the rim. That is no good. Utah Valley still leads. Three-pointer no good. Ball is tracked down by Deja Blanks. Blanks now with 4 points and 1 rebound and an assist. Agnew to Loggins. Loggins on the left elbow. Seals gets the handoff. She's up top. 7 on the shot clock. The Wolverines got to put something together real quick. Seals will take a deep two. That's on the way and good. Seals now with 6 points.
Good choice by Seals right there. She saw that Shannon went under the screen, and that's a big screen to go around for Shannon, to go around Loggins underneath there. Mariah Seals popped the deep two.
Tostin very active on the defensive end. She's already gotten a couple steals today, nearly got another one. And the ball is poked away. Seals comes up with it. So the Wolverines with a little momentum here, trying to extend this lead. They're up to 6 points with that lead, 24-19. Tostin in the right corner. She takes a deep two. That's no good, but it is batted out by Loggins, and Utah Valley will get another opportunity. Agnew nearly travels, but gives the ball to Deja Blanks. She goes at her defender and is fouled. So free throws coming for Deja. Utah Valley 2 of 2 from the line so far. After that first trip from Carly Norris, Deja Blanks, who has shot the ball from the free throw line pretty efficiently this season. I want to take a look at her numbers, if I am able.
Deja Blanks, she's shooting about 78% from the free throw line this season.
And that's fantastic, really. And you take a look at, there was someone on Bakersfield who was just absolutely stellar. That is Alyssa Shannon, who is 88.5%. Is just ridiculous, and she's 12th in Division I basketball. So 12th in the country in free throw shooting is Shannon at 88.5%. Deja Blanks with a nice percentage as well. 25-19. Zempare gets it on the block. She turns, fades, no good, and Loggins comes up with a rebound. Loggins now with 5 boards and 4 points. Agnew out to Tostin. She takes a corner three. That is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Zempare. Shannon, left wing, waiting for someone to move. She decides to drive baseline. She goes up, no good. Agnew comes up with the rebound. Nice play, though, by Shannon. She found an opening and went for it. 6 minutes to play here in the half. UVU up 6. Blanks knocks down the corner three. 28-19, the Wolverines take their largest lead of the game, and we'll have a timeout on the floor with 5:47 left here in the first half. Utah Valley still shooting a high percentage at 61%.
That last play right there where Georgia Agnew dished it off to Deja Blanks in the corner. You know, I believe the previous play Mariah Seals did the exact same thing to Patrice Tostin. You know, that's back-to-back plays of driving and hitting the backside corner.
And those shots have been wide open.
Yeah, and Tostin hit one earlier. I think Utah Valley has done a great job, you know, the coaching staff, scouting Bakersfield's defense. You know, they've recognized that Bakersfield's playing overload help defense. That backside corner has been open 3 times so far. They've converted on 2 of the 3. So Utah Valley really taking advantage of that.
If you're Utah Valley, you just keep doing that over and over again until it stops working, and you know that's going to force Bakersfield to really spread out their defense and open things up inside for Sam Loggins and Mariah Seals attacking on that left side, those dribble drives. So yeah, I think Utah Valley's definitely doing it right. I completely agree with you. Deja Blanks leading the way for the Wolverines and leads all scorers with 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting after that three-pointer, giving them 28 points. Rebecca Mawhinney 3 points, Tostin with 5, Mariah Seals with 6, Loggins with 4. I think this game just all around has been exciting to watch because there hasn't really been one person that has stood out above the rest. I mean, there's been a few players that have played, have had impressive plays, if you will, but the scoring is just really spread out for both teams. So it's fun that both of these teams have scoring options all over the place, and you never know who's going to go on a run when.
Yeah, it's enjoyable for the players, and it's especially enjoyable for the fans to see some points being put up on the board, some exciting plays happening. That's why people love college basketball.
Left wing now is Walters. Walters pump fake, goes baseline, nowhere to go. Deja Blanks is a defensive beast. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Zempare comes up with the offensive board, and she is fouled on the putback. Zempare now with 7. Make that 6 rebounds, 6 on the night so far. She's been very active. Only 2 points so far, though. Make that 3. I forgot about the way she shoots free throws. It is very unique, and anytime I see her do it, I'm always like, you know how like puppies, when they hear their name, they kind of do that head cock, all curious. That's what I do when I see her shoot a free throw.
Yeah, she does that little high toss there right before the release. And definitely bringing back memories from last season, watching here in Orem last season. She did the exact same thing.
She makes the first, misses the second. An 8-point lead for Utah Valley, 5 minutes to play. Agnew finds a lane, goes left. She's bumped, knocks it down. No foul call, though. But Georgia Agnew gets on the board with her first bucket.
Zempare did a great job playing good straight-up defense on Agnew. Agnew, though, finishing strong.
Baseline drive and a kick out. Shannon takes the 3, no good, but an offensive board goes to Williams, so Bakersfield will get another try. Shannon, jab step, drives into the left side, and she goes right into an outstretched wall of arms, and it is batted out. So Bakersfield will get the ball back on the baseline, 22 on the shot clock. And I was wrong, the ball was knocked out of bounds off of Shannon, it looks like, so UVU gets the ball back. Agnew takes a screen from Mawhinney. Loggins. Now Agnew fakes the 3, and she shuffled her feet. That'll be the 8th turnover on Utah Valley so far here in the first half.
Alyssa Shannon, she shoots about 30% from the three-point range. So far today, she's 0 for 3. Hopefully she can get one of these next three-pointers to go down for her.
Zempare goes up, gets it stripped away and stolen by Mawhinney, but Mawhinney stepped out of bounds before she could get the ball back to another Wolverine jersey. So Bakersfield gets the ball. And the inbound goes over the top to Shannon. Shannon, crossover right to left, stops. Gilbert. Zempare. Sam Loggins comes up to her, a three-pointer on the way, and good from Walters. Walters, talked about her a little bit earlier, how she had 9 threes against New Mexico State, and she shoots about 40% from threes, so she is deadly.
Yeah, and she's definitely ready to shoot those threes. And Pare with an on-point pass, and Walters, without any hesitation, had that ball right in the shot pocket, let it fly, and knocked it down.
No good on the deep 3 attempt by the Wolverines. And Mawhinney comes up with the defensive rebound. Mawhinney now with 4 boards and 3 points. Agnew goes up to center, drives in again, gets the ball knocked out of bounds, and UVU will get it back onto the baseline. 14 left on the shot clock. Patrice Toston will check back in for Deja Blanks, and for Bakersfield, number 23 Carter will check in for number 12 Gilbert. Agnew gets the ball into Toston. 10 on the shot clock. And Toston throws it away. She picked up her dribble, thought Mawhinney was coming for it, and just a little miscommunication there. So under 3 minutes to play here in the half, and Bakersfield trying to trim this lead down and go into the second half with some momentum. Zempare going at Loggins, and she traveled. Loggins, good straight up defense. Critical right here for the Wolverines to get some defensive stops and maintain the lead going into halftime.
Yeah, definitely. Bakersfield, they've been up in the defensive pressure here. Utah Valley's last field goal was Georgia Agnew's drive with 5 minutes left in the second period. And so both teams really up in the defensive pressure.
Agnew to inbound on the baseline. Gets it into Toston. 12 on the shot clock. Agnew, skip pass out to Toston. Doesn't take the 3, drives in, off the glass and good.
Pretty play right there. Once again, that backside corner pass, but Toston, instead of taking the 3-point shot with the drive and the finish.
Shannon thought about the 3, kicks the ball out to the corner. Walters, who had just hit a 3, fakes, goes in, right-handed floater, that rattles out, and Mawhinney with a good box out and another rebound. A minute 45 left here in the first half. 32-23, Utah Valley up 9. Agnew finds a lane, goes up, and is fouled. No good, but free throws coming again for Utah Valley.
Well, she had the whole paint wide open on that drive right there. Shannon tried to get there and take a charge, but definitely too late.
It really seems like Utah Valley's, they're able to do just about whatever they want offensively. The defense of Bakersfield, Utah Valley's making them pay either way, whether they try and find a post play for Loggins or if they kick it out. We've probably seen it 4 or 5 times where they kick it out, like you said, to that left wing, either in the corner or out a little bit further. And we've seen a couple 3s out of it. Pump fake, drive. Agnew knocks down the free throw. Both free throws. And Utah Valley up 11. Gilbert looking to hand the ball off. Is able to do so. Gets it to Carter. Carter gets her pocket picked by Patrice Toston. Toston goes up and she misses it. But there is Agnew to clean it up. Toston so sneaky. I don't think I'd ever want her to play defense on me.
Yeah, definitely. She does a great job getting her hands in passing lanes and also on crossover dribbles like that. Just getting a little finger on it and poking it.
Mid-range jumper, no good from Carter. Toston comes up with a board, and Coach Nixon will call timeout with 57 seconds flat on the clock. for the remainder of this first half. And Utah Valley really taking control here. Up 13, 36-23. UVU on a 6-0 run over the last minute 20. And Bakersfield has yet to score over the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, Utah Valley's really making it difficult for Bakersfield on the offensive end. This quarter, they're only shooting 9% from the field. So Utah Valley doing a good job getting their hands in the passing lanes, causing turnovers, and they're really making it difficult for Zempare inside. Sam Loggins doing a great job playing straight up defense, and then the guards are helping dig out and making Zempare pass the ball off.
This game really has been a game of guard play. You know, there's been a couple of buckets here and there by Sam and Badabe, but both teams have really taken the bigs out of the game defensively for the most part. Seals takes another long two, an offensive rebound from Winnie, but she dribbled it off of someone's foot. So Bakersfield comes up with possession. 30 seconds on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. Zempare drives baseline, goes at Loggins. It's knocked away. Loggins comes up with a block. Zempare hits the deck, no foul call. Coach McCall yelling at Zempare, telling her to stop complaining about the no foul call. Seals gonna have to get the last shot. She floats it up, and it is no good. Looked like she may have been trying to lob it up for Sam Loggins and shoot it at the same time. And it resulted in kind of nicking the side of the rim. But that's gonna do it for the first half. The Wolverines with an impressive homestand first half, 36-23, shooting 56% from the field. And the scoring has just been impressive by everyone. Deja Blanks with 8, Toston 7, Seals 6, Agnew 6. It's just been very, very impressive. And for Bakersfield, Walters with a couple of three-pointers to lead her team in scoring, and then several others with 3 and 2 points. Only one player has yet to score, and that is Gilbert. You said it before we started that it was going to be an exciting, fun game to watch, and it has been just that.
Definitely. Utah Valley, a complete total effort here so far in the first half, doing a great job sharing the ball, like you mentioned, with the dispersion and points. And they're really having their way on the offensive end. It almost seems like Utah Valley is playing downhill, as they would say. We know the basketball court's flat, but it seems like they're playing downfield. Bakersfield doesn't know what's coming next. They think a high ball screen, a pick and pop. No, it's a high ball screen and a drive, or a ball screen and a drive and a kick to that backside corner that we've seen 5 times so far in the first half. So they're really doing a great job at keeping Bakersfield on their heels, and it shows on the points. 36 points at half. I mentioned it, 60 seems to be the magic number for Utah Valley in the WAC games, and they're doing a great job so far.
Well, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back for a little more halftime analysis, and then we'll be back for the start of the second half. So stick around here on WolverineGreen.com, and we'll be right back.
What, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Be sure to check out the WAC tournament in Las Vegas coming up just in less than a month's time. As you saw in the preview there a moment ago and looking through the highlights here, it's definitely been an exciting matchup so far. The Wolverines finished the first half on a 6-0 run while Bakersfield hadn't scored in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. So, I mean, that's really just, you don't really need to say much more than that. And Bakersfield hasn't necessarily played awful. They're in the second quarter, the shooting percentage went down. They played pretty well, 19 points. They shot 57% from the field. They're looking to bounce back at the court performance, and it's interesting to watch that it's really been a game of guard play. That we haven't seen a whole lot of action coming from the centers from either team. Sam Loggins, who has played well the minutes that she's been in there, but Badabe Zempare and Brittany Sims have done a really good job of denying the pass inside to Loggins. So it's not that Loggins has been shooting and missing. She's just not been given many opportunities to score. And then vice versa, you know, Badabe Zempare's gotten a few offensive rebounds, but other than that, she has just been running into a defensive wall from the Wolverines. So, you know, what do you think each of these teams need to do a little different if they want to get some post play here?
Utah Valley, I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. I know Sam Loggins is a big focus in their offense, you know, but sometimes they can use her as a decoy. As you see, they set a lot of high ball screens with her, and it opens up the entire middle of the court for the Wolverine guards to have their way, either driving or then driving and kicking. Now, Bakersfield, on the other hand, they got a little stagnant in the second period. They only got 4 points the whole second period. They weren't shooting good, 7% as you mentioned. It seemed like they were just doing a lot of dribbling around, and whoever had the ball was just getting stuck. Zempare, we saw her get stuck a couple of times underneath where she was double teamed, and she still tried to force it up. Whereas in the first period, we saw her kick it out to Walters for a couple open threes or some other teammates cutting. So Bakersfield, they've got to be more, you know, they need to work the ball around more and not stand still so much.
You know, in their first matchup in WAC play on the road at Bakersfield, Sam Loggins had kind of a similar performance as to what she had in the first half. Total, Sam Loggins had 4 points and 5 rebounds against Bakersfield, and you know, she's on track to surpass that. She's at that right now. She's got 4 points, 5 boards, and then Badabe Zempare finished with 16 points and 11 rebounds against Utah Valley. So she was really the force that took down the Wolverines as the Wolverines were in Bakersfield, but she has just not been really that effective today. Zempare with 3 points. She has been rebounding the ball very well. 3 points, 8 rebounds, but offensively, she just hasn't been there for Bakersfield.
Definitely. Utah Valley's guards are doing a great job digging when Zempare has the ball down on the block or down on the baseline with Loggins on the backside guarding her. So it's difficult for Zempare and Bakersfield to kind of get things going on the interior. One thing I want to point out, though, with Utah Valley is they're doing a great job spreading the ball, spreading the points around. We've got Tostin and Blanks who are being really active on the defensive end, getting some turnovers, which is leading to fast break points for Utah Valley. Utah Valley's got 4 fast break points so far and 16 points in the paint. Also, Mariah Seals is doing a great job reading what her defender's doing off the high ball screen. We've seen her pull up for a couple jumpers. We've also seen her drive and kick or drive and try and finish. So she's doing a great job reading what the defense is giving her, and she's taking it.
Now for Utah Valley, you know, okay, I'm just trying to imagine that I'm in the head of Coach McCall, which I am not, and I'm probably wrong, but Bakersfield, they had 36 points in the paint in their last matchup. They currently have 8 points in the paint after one half, so they're quite a bit under what they would normally do against this Wolverine team. UVU is just on track to do what they did before. They had 30 points in the paint in their last game. They have 16 right now, but Bakersfield needs to start knocking down some outside shots. They need to get the ball to Walters, who has already knocked down 2 today. If they can start getting some more outside shooting going, then it's going to open things up more for Badabe Zempare to do some work inside the paint. But we are underway, the beginning of this second half. Shannon gets the ball up top to Walters, and Zempare goes right at Loggins, skips it out. Shannon on the baseline. And we have a three-pointer on the way, and it is good. Baseline 3 is good for number 15, Williams. Right as I was talking about shooting the perimeter shot, they knock it down. 10-point lead now for Utah Valley. They dump it down to Loggins, and Loggins is fouled. That is the second time that Badabe Zempare has fouled Loggins and fallen over. She's been very, very aggressive on Loggins.
Yeah, she's making it difficult for Loggins. But on that previous possession with Bakersfield, I think 4 out of the 5 players for Bakersfield touched the ball on that one possession, which led to that open corner 3. Now, that was something that we touched on at halftime, that they were kind of being stagnant, not really getting each other involved, but looks like they're going to do that this half.
Tostin did an incredible job stepping into the lane and causing Zempare to commit the foul as she was trying to get through. So Zempare will hit the bench with 3 personals. Seals up top. Loggins comes up for a high screen. Seals gets around, skips it out, corner 3 on the way from Blanks, and that rattles in and out and back in again.
Oh! That was quite the bounce Deja Blanks just got there. I think it touched every part of the rim and the backboard and got it to go.
That ball probably knocked some dust off of those parts of the rim that may not, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyways, rebounded by Rebecca Mawhinney here. Patrice Tostin out to Mariah Seals. 20 on the shot clock. The Wolverines lead 39-26 after that 3 from Deja Blanks. They dump it down to Loggins. Nearly loses the handle. Jump hook, and that is good. A deep, deep jump hook from Sam Loggins, nearly at about the free throw line, showing the range. 41-26. Walters up top. Vines skip pass to Shannon. Walters in the right corner. Bakersfield doing a lot of skipping around the perimeter. Sims going at Loggins. Too strong, no good. Coach McCall getting really upset at her team not finishing those easy layups that should be automatic. Loggins gets double teamed, gets through it. Tostin, left hand, no good. Great look from Loggins, but Tostin unable to finish. Deji Vines, right wing. She drives baseline, and we've got a blocking foul on Patrice Tostin. That'll be Tostin's first personal foul. And the first team foul on Utah Valley here in the quarter. Corner 3 on the way, and that is good. Walters knocks down another one.
Walters having a great day from behind the three-point line. That puts her at 3 for 4 from the three-point line here this afternoon. She's got 9 points. She's got a really pretty shot, and she's confident. She came off that screen on the inbounds, put it right up as soon as she caught it.
She can definitely get hot. We talked a little bit about the New Mexico State game where she had a career-high 33 points with 9 threes, so she can light it up if she gets going. So that's something that Utah Valley has got to be very aware of. Score still at 41-29 with 7:22 left here in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break here, and we will be right back for some more action on WolverineGreen.com.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
The officials still looking at the monitor here, trying to get the correct time, as it looked like the shot clock was having some issues. But I think they figured it out. Georgia Agnew to inbound, gets it into Seals. A little pressure coming from Bakersfield, and the Wolverines really struggled with the full court press in their last game against New Mexico State. And we've got a 10-second call, something that we saw a couple times against New Mexico State. So Utah Valley's got to sure that up pretty quick, or we may see Bakersfield put together a big run. The officials talking things over.
Now I know the officials, when they judge their 10-second backcourt, they just use strictly the shot clock. And just previously in that timeout, we had an issue with the shot clock. So I think they're saying that the shot clock actually started at 29 seconds. And so that ball got across at 19. So that's why the ref blew it, because it was under 20. But since it started at 29, it was really right in 10 seconds.
Interesting. Very interesting turn of events right there. So the Wolverines are able to avoid that turnover. Heavy pressure coming from Bakersfield, and a foul is a result of just that. Williams will pick up her first. Seven minutes left here in the third quarter. Shannon putting on some pressure on Georgia Agnew. Seals Loggins deep out up top. Now Agnew on the left wing. Agnew skips it over to Mawhinney. One more pass. Now Agnew was going to take the three, but we're going to have an offensive foul here on, it looks like, Patrice Tostin. So that will be Tostin's second personal.
They called that the old passing crash right there. Tostin saw Georgia Agnew wide open, made a great pass, but she ended up crashing into Sims and drawing the foul.
Up top is Vines. Vines out to Shannon. Shannon right wing. I feel like the intensity just went up like 6 notches. And Sims buries the baseline J. Ten-point lead now for the Wolverines, and Bakersfield really putting the pressure on. Tostin up top. Tostin comes around a screen from Loggins, gets bumped, and was she shooting is the question. Yep, she was. So 2 shots coming from Patrice Tostin.
Bakersfield doing a great job upping the defensive pressure here. Georgia Agnew, Mariah Seals, they're really feeling that pressure as soon as they get the ball inbounds. Shannon, one of the WAC defensive players of the year, she's on them.
She's been very active, and Tostin ends a 3-minute scoring drought for the Wolverines with that free throw, and she buries the second as well. Shannon gets across midcourt. A nice pass inside. Sims gets it to rattle home. So Bakersfield putting together a little run here. Utah Valley leads by 10 still. Tostin right wing. They try getting it inside to Norris, but that is stolen right away. Williams comes up, and Shannon is not expecting the pass. So that'll be a turnover on Bakersfield. Their 9th of the game. .5:04 left in the third quarter. Shannon continuing to put the pressure on as she is ready and waiting for the inbound. Shannon not giving much space between her and Agnew. Agnew behind the back dribble. Mawhinney wanted the three, but a great closeout by Walters. Mawhinney with a reverse lay-in.
There it is.
I don't know if we've seen that.
Now, I definitely know Rebecca Mawhinney, she has the ability to put the ball on the floor. That was a very athletic play. She passed up that first three, passed the ball around, and then it came right back to her, and without hesitation, she took it for the reverse layup. That was a nice move.
Shannon drives inside, and she is ridden the whole way in by Mariah Seals, so Seals gets called for the foul. We'll have a media timeout on the floor with 4:25 left here in the third, 45-33 Utah Valley with the lead, and we'll take a break. We'll be right back on WolverineGreen.com. Stick around. We're back out of the media timeout. Driving right at Mawhinney is Carter, and Carter gets the bucket to drop. 10-point lead again, Utah Valley still up. Tostin drives to center, steps back, now Mawhinney fakes the three. Tostin, spin move inside, goes up with the left hand and scores, and the foul. What a move by Patrice Tostin. Check out the replay on this. Spin move inside, oh gosh, that's pretty.
Big time play right there by Patrice Tostin. Taking it with her left and spinning off Walters with the pretty floater.
Tostin does not get the free throw to drop, but I think we may have a lane violation on Bakersfield, so she'll get another try. Tostin with another try. That one's on the way and good. 48-35 Utah Valley, under 4 to play here in the third. Shannon now up top to Carter. Carter takes a deep two, and that rattles in and out. And a hard fall into the paint. Hopefully she is okay. That was one of those dangerous plays where you go up and you kind of hit your waist on the other person's shoulders. Looks like it was Williams that hit the deck pretty hard. Williams is feeling it. Hopefully she'll be okay. And Bakersfield will bring in a sub. Sims will check in for Williams. They get the ball into Carter, and it goes over the top of Carter, and Carter will track it down. But will they get the ball back across in time? Looks like they will. Shannon gets around Sam Loggins, goes right at Seals, and gets it to drop. What a play.
Well, she's quick off the dribble right there. She got right past Mariah Seals, who's also very quick. Shannon going strong.
Agnew to Deja Blanks in the right corner. They find Loggins. Loggins is double teamed, finds a cutting Mawhinney. Mawhinney loses the handle, and she is fouled as Sims just kind of lands on top of her. That is the 4th personal foul on Sims. So Zempare will check in, but Zempare's got 3 of her own.
Yeah, the foul trouble for Zempare and Sims could be a little bit of an issue for Bakersfield coming down the stretch here.
Mawhinney, the free throw is good. UVU still shooting at a very high percentage at 60%. And 50% from 3 as they're 4 of 8. So just very, very efficient offensively today. Mawhinney knocks down both of them, and Utah Valley takes a 50-37 lead. Shannon dumps the ball down inside to Carter, and Carter is fouled by Deja Blanks. A pair of free throws coming for Carter. Carter's been pretty active, 4 points now with a rebound. And the free throw no good. She will get one more. Checking into the game is Jerice Fierce. And the second free throw is good from Carter. Another sub coming in. It looks like Williams is okay. It's good to see her back on the floor. Full court press coming from Bakersfield. Deja Blanks back to Agnew. They're able to cross midcourt. Mawhinney back to Agnew. The Wolverines showing a little bit more composure, breaking the press this time. Seals drives left. Looks like Seals was bumped as she did so. Mawhinney takes the 3 after the fact, and that's no good. 2:36 left here in the third. And it is bonus time, so Seals will get a pair of free throws. Seals knocks down the first. Seals now with 7 points, 3 boards, and 4 assists. And she knocks down both. 8 points now for Seals. UVU doing a fantastic job from the charity stripe. 12 of 13 as a team. Shannon up top to Williams. Zempare trying to do some work on Logan. She goes in, scores, and is fouled.
For Bakersfield to have a chance to win this ball game, Zampare's got to come up big and strong here in the remainder of the third and the fourth quarter.
Zampare's free throw is good. 3-point play, and she will check out most likely for the remainder of the quarter as they're trying to avoid any unnecessary fouls on Sims and Zampare. Agnew crossover. Seals back to Agnew, 20 on the shot clock. Agnew looking for the pick and pop with Mawhinney, but Shannon closes out very quickly. Seals skips to Blank. She takes a three, and that is short, but she gathers up her own rebound, goes up, no foul call. Loggins gets another try, and Loggins is fouled this time, so Loggins going to the line. Loggins yet to go to the charity stripe today. Her first on the way and good. She is such a good free throw shooter for her size. You really don't see a 6'5" person, male or female, that shoots that well from the free throw line.
Yeah, she's got really good touch. You can see it when she does that little baby hook that we always see her do right inside the paint. So she's got great touch, good form on her free throw shooting.
The Wolverines bringing out a little defensive press here. They back off on the pressure. 1:50 left here in the third. Shannon goes right into the lane, pump fake, three-pointer on the way, and that is no good. It goes over the top of the backboard and out of play, so Deji Vines trying to knock it down, unable to do so. 54-41, UVU with the lead. Fierce checks back into the game for Bakersfield. Seals to Agnew. Agnew backing down on Shannon. Skips it way out to Deja Blanks. Now Mawhinney in the corner. 5 on the shot clock. Seals drives in and gets it to rattle home on the right side. We don't see a lot of right-handed drives from Mariah Seals. She loves going left. She gets that one to drop. Seals now with 10 points. Walters drives right and is fouled. Hand check by Georgia Agnew. And more bonus free throws coming. Both teams in the penalty now.
Utah Valley doing a great job still with that cross-court backside corner pass. We saw it for the last 2 possessions, actually, Deja Blanks and Rebecca Mawhinney on the opposite corners both catch the ball, and then they work it back around if they don't have a shot or a drive.
Walters misses both free throws, and Loggins with a strong rebound. Loggins now with 7 boards and 8 points. Agnew able to beat the pressure going down the left side. 45 seconds left in the third quarter, 15 on the shot clock now. Agnew spins left, goes in, right-handed scoop, and that is good. What a play by Georgia Agnew. Zampare trying to go one-on-one on Loggins. Up and under, nowhere to go. Shannon is fouled as she tries to drive around Mariah Seals, so Shannon will get a pair of free throws, and she is borderline automatic from the free throw line.
Yeah, the last possession we saw Walters, who's a great three-point shooter. She actually missed both of her free throws. And Shannon actually pulling out the rare miss. I think she did a little broadcaster jinx on her.
I may have. Shannon, you know, every now and then she's got to show that she's still human. And very human at that. She misses both. Zampare with the offensive board, though, and she is fouled trying to go back up. So more free throws for Bakersfield. Zampare is 2 of 3 from the free throw line. She is now up to 9 rebounds. Right at her average. We've got a whole quarter left to play, and that rattles in and out. This rim is not being too friendly to the Roadrunners. Second free throw up, and that one is good. Carrie Kleiss checks in for Bakersfield. Blanks back to Agnew. 20 seconds left on the game clock for this third period, so the Wolverines trying to get a last second shot. Agnew tries to skip it out, and it is stolen away. 1 second left, but Bakersfield unable to get the shot off in time. So that will end the third period, and Utah Valley with a commanding lead, 58-42. But crazy things have happened before. So we're going to take a break here and be right back for the beginning of the final period today. So stick around, you do not want to miss out on this.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Georgia Agnew gets the inbound, and we are underway in this final period of this matchup between the Wolverines and the Roadrunners. Mawhinney looking for Loggins, but Loggins unable to make herself available. Seals out to Agnew. Agnew will take a rare three, and that's good! We don't see her pull the trigger from deep often, but she seems to knock them down when they count.
Definitely three-point shot. That's not her favorite shot to shoot, but she's got a good shot, and she can knock it down.
Baseline jumper there from Carmen, her first attempt and first bucket of the game. Deja Blanks. Agnew able to get it across midcourt. Agnew right wing, drives right. Skips it out on the baseline, but it looks like Agnew stepped out of bounds in the process. Here's something that you don't see too often, where Utah Valley is dominating the rebound game, 25-15. And 9 of those 15 have come from Badabe Zempare. Baseline is Carmen. Carmen spins the other way back to the baseline and throws it right to Mariah Seals. One-on-one with Shannon. Seals goes at her and scores with the left hand. 63-44, the Wolverines have really opened it up with a 19-point lead. Williams up top. Carmen will take a three. That's on the way. No good. And Zempare skies in, trying to come up with the board, but knocks it out of bounds. Agnew having a hard time getting it in, and we have an offensive foul on Deja Blank. She pushed off on Shannon to get herself open.
Now the fourth quarter for Utah Valley, it's been kind of a tough quarter for them for the past, this whole season. A lot of their games, you never know what to expect from Utah Valley in the fourth quarter, whether they're going to play strong and finish strong, or if they might do some careless turnovers and lose a lead.
Mawini picks up the personal foul. That'll be her first foul. They get the ball inside. Thought it may have been a double dribble. No, offensive rebound there by Williams. Bakersfield getting a whole bunch of opportunities here on the offensive end. Zempare gets double teamed, falls over and throws the ball out of bounds. Great job by Seals to sneak in backdoor and deny the spin inside.
Yeah, Zempare right there had nowhere to go. Double teamed, Seals on the backside. Zempare just span right into her and ended up throwing the ball out of bounds.
Agnew comes across midcourt, right side. Finds a lane to the hole, and Loggins will take a short jumper off the back iron, no good, and Zempare comes up with her 10th rebound of the game. Carter will pull the trigger from deep. That rattles in and out, and we have a foul on Zempare. That's going to be her fourth, so 4 fouls on both her and Sims. Agnew finds Seals for the inbound. Seals comes around a screen from Loggins. Left-handed scoop, no good, but there is Loggins on the offensive board as she is fouled. So free throws coming for Sam. Loggins with 8 points and 8 rebounds now. Could be on her way to a double-double today. Free throw is good, nothing but net from Sam Loggins.
It's crucial for Utah Valley to keep pushing, keep putting pressure on Bakersfield. Utah Valley's got to continue to put points on the board. I know Bakersfield is going to be full court pressing for the remainder of the game because they're down by 21. But that can't phase Utah Valley. They need to remain aggressive and see if they can't get up to about 80 points.
Carter, no one to pass it to, finally gets it over, and Deji Vines takes a three. That's short. Deja Blanks comes up with the rebound. Utah Valley leads by 21 points, 65-44. Blanks tries skipping it over. Dangerous pass, gets it into Agnew, and then Loggins comes up short on the bucket. Zempare backing down Loggins, and Loggins commits the foul. That'll be the third foul on Sam. Shannon pulls up for a mid-range J, and she buries it. 6 points now for her, and 6 assists as well. So Shannon has done a nice job distributing the basketball. We'll have a media timeout with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the game. 65-46, Utah Valley maintains a commanding lead, but we'll take another break, and we'll be right back here on WolverineGreen.com. Welcome back. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the game. Patrice Toston is checked back in. The Wolverines break the press with ease here. Agnew up top to set up the offense. Mariah Seals out on the right wing. Loggins going to work, and she traveled. It's a nice move inside, but that was pretty blatant. One step too many. Bakersfield gets the ball back. They're trying to come on to put together a big run here. There's still a lot of time left in this game, but they need to start scoring quickly.
Definitely Bakersfield, they're using up a little too much time on the offensive end.
Loggins gets a block and comes up with the ball, so a great defensive stand.
When you're down by 19, 20 points with 5 minutes left in the ball game, you can't be using all 30 seconds of the shot clock. Bakersfield's got to be going and putting up a shot within 10 seconds, 15 at the most of that shot clock.
5 on the shot clock. Agnew finds a wide open lane somehow. Bakersfield just got super clustered on that right elbow and left a wide open lane for Georgia. Georgia now with 13 points to lead all scorers quietly, with 3 boards and 2 assists as well. Seals gets called for the blocking foul.
That previous possession, Georgia Agnew, she was having a tough time with Shannon guarding her. I thought the refs were maybe going to call a 5-second count on Georgia Agnew, but then, like you said, there was this mad cluster that happened, and Georgia Agnew came out, and the entire key was wide open, and she went all the way.
We'll take one more break here on the media timeout, so stick around. 67-46, Utah Valley leading big here at home. We'll be right back.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Bakersfield with the ball on the baseline with a fresh shot clock. To inbound is Williams. Williams took a very hard fall earlier, but it looks like she has bounced back completely. She may be feeling that in the morning, though. Looks like Deji Vines is fouled on the attempt, so free throws coming for Deji. Again, and we talked about this at the beginning of the game, I have to mention just how impressive I think this is from Deji. This is her 6th year with Bakersfield, and the reason for that is because she has had to redshirt twice because of season-ending knee injuries, and you see that big brace there on her right knee, and you love to see a player battle through those injuries, come back strong, and be able to play all 4 years. So it's really exciting to see her do that. She knocks down the free throw, and it is a 20-point lead now, 67-47. Mawhinney gets the inbound back to Agnew. A lot of pressure coming back to Agnew.
Bakersfield here with 4 minutes remaining. They're going to have to take a lot of gambles. They're down by 20 points. Utah Valley, we know, is going to work off all 30 seconds of the shot clock. So Bakersfield's got to take some gambles.
The foul inside by Williams. That'll be her third personal. .4:23 left in the game. Agnew yet to inbound. Finally gets it into Seals. Seals turns back the other direction. Shannon putting on the stifling defense on Seals. Seals tries to get by, steps back. Seals really hanging on to the ball, skips it all the way over to Agnew, fakes the three, drives baseline. Seals, she takes the three, and that is way short. Rebound goes to Williams. Floater on the baseline is no good from Walters. Walters hit a few three-pointers earlier. We haven't really seen her take any in quite a while.
Yeah, I think that's something that Bakersfield needs to work on in the future. Walters obviously had the hot hand from the three-point land early on in the game. They need to find her more often.
7 on the shot clock. Mawhinney will take a three. That's on the way and good. Mawhinney is 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from deep. So virtually a perfect game from Mawhinney. She's got 10 points and 9 rebounds. It'd be awesome to see her get a double-double perfect from the field. And we just talked about that. Looks like Bakersfield got the memo. Walters knocks down her 4th three-pointer of the game.
Yeah, that's something that you got to try and focus on as a team. If someone's got the hot hand, you got to feed them the ball and take advantage of that hot hand.
Mawhinney gets the ball inside, could have taken a shot, but wisely pulls back. Utah Valley really trying to use the clock to their advantage. Seals comes around another screen, steps back, tossed in on the right wing. She'll have to get a shot off, spins inside, left-handed lay-in on the right side, goes good off the glass. And they are up to 72 points. He talked about how UVU needs to score over 60, and they did it.
Looks like they've done it. Patrice Tostin, she did that spin move there once again. We saw her do that earlier on Walters. Walters is playing great defense. And Sam Loggins right there is playing even better defense, denying the shot.
Subs coming in, Veronica Preciado gets her first burn of the game. The freshman out of Sacramento, California. And Kendall Perry checks in as well.
That block right there, that was Sam Loggins' 4th block of the game. She's up there in the WAC standings with about 1.6 blocks per game. I believe she's tied for 3rd in blocks. This might put her as the WAC leader.
Fears dribbles over to center, gets the ball back out to Walters. They're gonna have to shoot it. Three-pointer on the way, and that is no good. Looks like it didn't quite get the rim, hit the side of the backboard, so a shot clock violation on Bakersfield. Taylor Gordon will check in for Georgia Agnew. Agnew had a stellar performance today with 13 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. Agnew was perfect from the floor as well, 5 of 5.
Agnew also did a great job handling the pressure that Bakersfield was putting on in the second half. She brought the ball up basically every time for Utah Valley. Turnovers were rare.
Deja Blanks able to break the press, gets the ball up to Kendall Perry. Perry, freshman as well, out of Arizona. Preciado. Right wing, drives baseline, goes up, shoots it, hits the side of the backboard. Rebounded by Fears. A minute and a half to play here in the game. Utah Valley up 22. Sims, turnaround jumper, and that is blocked by Sam Loggins. Preciado drives in, contact and an offensive foul on Veronica. So a couple of not the best possessions by the freshman.
Preciado right there. She's got to recognize she's got 5 players on her team. I know she's getting some experience here with the big lead that Utah Valley's got, but she's got to recognize Taylor Gordon was wide open in the left corner. We know that backside corner has been open all game long. That's something Preciado, she's got to be taking notes while she's on the bench, learning from the upperclassmen.
Three-pointer is good from Torres Rodriguez. Her first bucket of the game. And Preciado unable to get the pass from Deja Blanks. So 3 straight turnovers by the Wolverines. Luckily, they've got a pretty good point cushion here. 42 seconds left. Kendall Perry trying to track it down, but Gilbert gets it before she can. Gilbert, they dump it down to Sims. Sims spin move inside, shoots on Loggins, and that is no good. Taylor Gordon comes up with the rebound. Shot clock is turned off, so the Wolverines will try and dribble it out. Kendall Perry with the fancy behind the back dribble gets the crowd a little excited. 15 seconds left. And that's going to do it. The Wolverines with a humongous home victory against the higher-ranked Roadrunners of Bakersfield. Utah Valley now 5-5, so they're up to 500 in the WAC standings, and Bakersfield at 500 as well. So UVU making their way up the standings ladder and doing it impressively with a huge 19-point victory. This is the kind of momentum that you want to have going into the tournament.
Definitely. Today's game for Utah Valley, I think, could be a huge turning point for them. They had 6 players scoring in double figures. Rebecca Mawini almost with the double-double. Sam Loggins the same, both with 10 points, 9 rebounds each. Both of them playing big for their team. But Utah Valley's done a great job today, really working the ball around and getting good shots. I mean, we saw the field goal percentages. Georgia Agnew, a perfect 5 for 5 from the floor. Rebecca Mawini, 3 for 3. How many times do you see people who shoot the ball more than once a game shoot 100% from the field? It's not often.
The Wolverines had 6 players in double figures. I don't know if that's happened all year, and I'm pretty sure it didn't happen last year either. So this is a pretty groundbreaking performance for Utah Valley. And we are joined by head coach Kathy Nixon. Kathy, congratulations on the big victory here at home against the Roadrunners. You had 6 players in double figures. I don't know if I have seen that from this Wolverine team as long as I've been broadcasting here. I think that's the first time. So, your thoughts on today's performance and how this can carry some momentum into tournament time.
Yeah, just proud of our effort tonight. I think if you put the last 3 games together between last week and this week, although the New Mexico State game at the end didn't quite go our way, I feel like we're playing our best basketball, and we've talked about it before that for this team to be successful, it's important that we have balanced scoring, and I felt like, we distributed the ball well tonight, had a good inside-outside look. I thought Sam really played well. Even though she played 34 minutes, only got 6 shots. I thought she was a great presence in there defensively, especially had 5 blocks. Took care of their double team well, distributed the ball. So I really felt good about her game. But yeah, great to have balanced scoring, kids coming in, making a contribution.
What do you guys need to do to prepare for your final regular season game against Seattle?
Well, we have a couple more games before that. We have Chicago State and UMKC. So, we'll take those guys first on the road and make sure that we're ready for them, and then come home. And, yeah, it's important that we just take each game at a time and are ready for all of them.
All right, thank you, Coach.
You bet. Appreciate it, Kyle. Thanks.
So that was head coach Kathy Nixon on her team's performance, and shame on me for not taking a look at the schedule and saying that Seattle was the next game. Anyways, Dylan, is this the type of performance that you expected out of the Wolverines today?
This is the type of performance I thought Utah Valley was capable of. I really think they did a great job maximizing their strengths today. They've got good guard play. Their guards are athletic. They can get up and down the court very well, and they're good shooters. That's what you want. Utah Valley's done a great job recruiting. All the pieces of the puzzle seem to be coming together, especially here today. They definitely came together. I mean, we saw great performances from lots of people on Utah Valley's roster, and this is going to be big because they've lost a couple games in the WAC that have been within 10 points, and it's come down to those poor fourth quarter performances that we mentioned throughout the game. This was a good, strong performance. It'll give them confidence heading into the last couple games of WAC play and then leading into the tournament. I think Utah Valley's got a very good chance pulling out here 3 straight wins, or make that 4 with 3 games remaining. And I think they could maybe squeak into that second position for the tournament.
And that would be huge for the Wolverines. They really want to avoid another first-round knockout in Las Vegas. And credit to the Wolverines for really taking Zempare out of this game. Zempare did finish with 7 points and 12 rebounds, so she was solid in the rebounding game. She had over half of the total rebounds for Bakersfield, but you look at the points in the paint, there were only 16 points in the paint from Bakersfield out of their 53 points, and that is humongous because the majority of the points for Bakersfield generally come in the paint from her and Sims. So UVU is on the right track. They are putting together, they're making adjustments and playing the right kind of basketball. I think Coach Nixon is showing how happy she is with that.
Definitely. And with that, the last thing I want to point out with Utah Valley, today I felt like they did a great job of not hesitating. Sometimes they'll get the ball out on the wing, they'll have a three-point look that is open but not wide open, and they'll pass up on it or they'll hesitate. Today, if they were open, they were shooting it. If the drive was open, they were driving. If the backside corner pass was open, they were hitting it. They were firing on all cylinders. That's how Utah Valley needs to play for the remainder of the season. They can't hesitate. They need to train their instincts. They need to go with their instincts that they've been training, and just keep playing aggressive basketball. They need to put points on the board. Like I said, 60 points seems to be that little barrier between a win and a loss for Utah Valley, and today finishing with 72, that's a good performance.
And despite turning the ball over 18 times, they did enough things really, really well to counteract the turnovers, and most of those turnovers happened there in the first half. I would say there were quite a few in the first quarter, and then they did turn the ball over a few times, and some of those turnovers were because of just things that you can easily change. Yeah. Just kind of mental breakdowns that they can fix in practice. So the Wolverines did a lot of great things today. And if they continue playing the way that they've been playing the last couple of games, despite the loss to New Mexico State, they were in it and they had a chance to win that game, while New Mexico State clearly leads the WAC 9-0 so far. So that's going to do it for us here at the PE building at UVU. I'm Kyle Bruder alongside Dylan Harrison. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out other WAC games coming up and have a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.